Hello, everybody. It is me, Seventh Hanuman. It's been a while. I hope all of you are doing good. I recently got a new thought, and I want to try something new to help other TIs out there. Well, other content creators that are TIs. And instead of looking at different random videos, I think it would be good to pick a TI that's a content creator and then go through the videos and analyze it one at a time. Well, not all the videos. If the TI's got a lot of videos, I'm just going to pick a few to analyze. But I believe that's more effective than randomly picking videos. Hello, David. Thank you for joining me. Would you like to join in on this live stream? Let me post the link. It's up to you. And also later on today, hello. Thank you for joining me. And later on in this live stream, I will finish the Joseph Campbell series, episode number 6. Oh, I've been doing good. Just living life and going to work and try to find some time to help other TIs talk about their experience. How about yourself? Oh, what happened to your computer, David? You can use your cell phone. What's my take on gang stalking? Well, I made a lot of videos talking about it, and you should check them out. Oh, you get a lot of gang stalking. Okay. Well, I recommend no fear. Don't let the mental fear bother you, because if you think about it, your mind is doing a lot of thinking. Okay. For TIs going through this, our minds are very active, thinking about what's going on, thinking about how is this possible, thinking about who's doing it. And when you go out, based on whatever you're experiencing, whatever you're interacting, all these new informations are coming in, and then your mind is also analyzing it. So our minds are thinking constantly. And it's important to realize that the stuff you think about, not everything are true. Okay. Not every thought in your mind are true. And you need to have an awareness of these thoughts, especially if you're getting a lot of negative thoughts. And a lot of these negative thoughts are not true, or you have no way of proving them to be true. So you're just thinking about it in your mind. Now, this could happen in an hour or 2 hours, but imagine being a targeted individual and you're thinking that way for 6 months, and you're thinking that way for 3 years, 5 years. That's a lot of negative bullshit thoughts in our mind. And over time, it will change our personality. It will change us as our spirit. It'll weaken our spirit, and it'll change the way you see the world. So it's important to minimize all those negative thoughts in your mind. So that's very, very important. And if you understand that part, you're going to be doing a lot better than majority of TIs out there. Okay, well, feel free to share. Hey, Cynthia. Okay. Well, you're right. I mean, we do get attacked with energy weapons. What? Please tell me what type of attack are you getting currently? Because I made a live stream talking about. I showed the handheld massager, and for instance, okay, I would imagine you get headaches, and when I get headaches, I don't just sit there and keep taking the pain, and I don't take no uh, pain medicine or migraine medicine for the headaches. What I do is I use that portable handheld massager. Okay, that's shaped like a kind of like a gun, the massaging gun, the handheld one. What I do is I use that. I get a I get a towel. Okay, I fold the towel a few times and put it on my head for a cushion. And then I use the handheld massager on low setting and I put it on the towel. And this massaging from the massager on my head, I instantly start feeling better. And I do that for 2 to 3 minutes. The headache for me goes away. If you want to go with a traditional method, if you don't have a handheld massager, just use your hand and in a circular motion, just massage your head, wherever you have the pain. So put your hand on the area you're having pain and just massage it. Massage it for about 10 minutes, okay? And you're going to start to feel the pain is going away, and it does work. I believe these headaches could be caused by blood circulation because, like you said, these energy weapons, okay, these type of energy, they can go through walls, right? They can go through our bodies. And I believe it's preventing circulation within that area where you're having the pain. So you're going to need to help yourself, help your own blood flow by massaging the area. Okay, just like acupuncture, like without needles, but then acupressure is you just apply pressure using your hands and massaging the area, and that helps circulate blood flow. So you want to massage the area where you have pain in your head and do that for 10 minutes. You don't even need 10 minutes. After like 2-3 minutes, you're going to start feeling better, and it works. And and also, it's good to wear a hat because I may mention that these energy weapons, in a way, you do need your own personal armor, right? You need armor. And it sounds funny, but if I say armor, I don't know what goes in your mind. You might think of medieval time wearing like breastplate and all this stuff, but like armor as in like a hat, okay, a hat, or it seems kind of funny, but a bicycle helmet, or wear thicker jackets, okay, thicker jackets, thicker pants, and that's what I meant by armor. If you want to spend more money, you can get those Faraday material fabrics, and you can apply that. You can take it to a tailor, right? You get some comfortable clothes that you like, some baggy clothes or whatever, so you can wear around the house. You take the Faraday fabric and you take it to a tailor, local tailor, and have them sew it on. So now you have your thick clothing and also a layer of Faraday fabric, and that will help. But if you're still getting attacked, don't just not do anything. When you're getting attacked, you need to move away, and wherever you feel the pain, you're going to need to massage the area. Okay, massage the area, block the area where the pain is. Sometimes even if you feel like pain on your ankle and you just grab um, a towel and you just wrap the towel around your ankle and you feel better. It's literally like that towel you wrapped around your ankle. It becomes a piece of armor that blocks any of these energy attacks. I mean, it makes sense, right? Does it make sense to you, Cynthia? You have not had any guests on lately. Well, I haven't been doing live stream Oceansides, but yeah, I guess you're right. My last live stream, I had 1-0 on. Yes. Thank you. Yes, I do that, and I will continue to do that. Yeah, Cynthia, feel free to share what kind of pain are you having right now. Just it's okay to just you want to join in on this live stream, Cynthia. I haven't had you on, and I would like to have you on, and we can talk about your experience. That'd be great if you want to. I'll be right back. I'm going to see if my TI friend wants to join the conversation. Yeah, that'd be great. Yes, I do that. Okay. Yes, that does. What do you want to join in on the live stream? You should, Cynthia. Or do you want to just you don't have to turn on your camera, we can just talk about your experience. If you want to join, I'm going to post a link. You just copy paste this link to your browser and it's going to take you to a setup screen where you can put in your name and enter the live stream. So my friend, I'm just worried about talking too much on here because when I do, it's worse for me and my pets. So most times I just listen. No, don't. Okay, okay. What are you worried about? It gets worse, as in you have more pain. Well, have you even tried the audio method? Because I mentioned there's an audio method where you just record yourself talking trash to them, put on loop, low volume in the background. Have you tried that? Even if you don't want to talk trash to them, you can just try telling them to leave you alone. Tell them to leave you alone. Record yourself telling them to leave you alone and put on repeat on low volume. Let that play in the background. Have you tried? I made a mention that you should use one of those fan um, inside your living room or in your room. Do you have a fan you can just turn on and point it not at you, but kind of close to you, but away from you? Yes, I would like that. It's gonna take me a few minutes. I'm at my daughter's, and my daughter and my granddaughters are going to sleep because I don't want to mention anything around. If that's okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, take care of your stuff first. But you should definitely try those methods. Like I don't know if you try the audio method, but I use the audio method every day, and I know my dumpster stained gang stalkers don't like it. Okay, so in the meantime, I'm just gonna play some videos of this TI content creator, and I'm gonna analyze some of his videos. Let's see here. Okay, here's a video. So this guy is Stuart the Genuine TI. Looks like he's new on YouTube, and so it's nothing against him. I'm just trying to help him. So if I said anything that's he might find offensive or not to his liking, um, I'm sorry, but it's nothing against you, and it's okay to have an open mind on what's going on. And I will share what I know based on my own personal experience from and compare that to your videos. So here we go.
This gangstalking piece of shit here. I've already passed 2 gangstalkers already with dogs, right? Now this bitch always keeps looking at me, right, all the time. The other day I walked past her and she done a U-turn and followed me back. She walked all the way up to that tunnel. Now this is a complete gangstalker. See, I've seen her a few times. Now, I'll try. In fact, I'll just put the camera right in her face, okay? She's always looking. Eh? Yeah, nice close up. There you go. Now watch her turn round now. Watch her turn round and look at me. Watch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now. Right, I got to about here of distance, right, of passing her. And she did the exact. She stopped right up here, right up there. I went back through the tunnel. As I passed her through the tunnel, she stopped at the end of that tunnel and done a U-turn. So she basically just came out of her house just to harass me, then go back in. Right?
All right. So this is a very common thing with TIs. We all go through it. And and for someone that's just going through this or living in areas with apartments, kind of like the area that he's in, his experience with the gang stalking is going to be worse than someone that's live out in the country, kind of like myself, where I don't have neighbors. My neighbors are 200 yards away. So for him, living in those apartment areas, it's not easy for him. But let's talk common sense here. It's broad daylight. That lady's walking her dog and she can be outside whenever she wants. That is the bottom line. See, one thing with targeted individual is they forget that living in society and being out in public, people can be out there. People can be where the TI goes, and people can be around the same area that the TIs are hanging out. So there was really no crime being committed. But the real crime, okay, now I know what the real crimes are. The real crime are the dumpster stained gang stalkers that was behind the targeted individual, messing with the TI's mind and messing with the TI's thoughts, the thought patterns through lower voice to skull. Because this content creator didn't have to say a word. He could just go on his walk, minding his own business. But his mind was focused on the idea that the lady was a gang stalker. Now, what is directing his mind to think that way? Because a person, a normal person, okay, an average person, okay, because I'm not saying TIs are less than normal. I'm just saying an average person, they would walk around just minding their own business. But this TI thinks that the lady walking the dog is a gang stalker when the lady didn't even talk to him. So in this situation, I recommend the TI to just keep on walking. You want to film, go ahead, but you don't have to make it so confrontational where he actually stood there, pointed the camera at the lady, and mumbling a bunch of stuff. The lady, I feel terrible for the lady because I can tell she was nervous. I mean, put yourself in her shoes. How old was that lady? In her 60s, 70s? So she needs to be cautious of what's going on around her, and she needs to be looking around instead of him getting all nervous because she's walking her dog. She's the one that should be nervous of him pointing a camera at her and then stopping it right in front of her when they crossed. Do you see the common sense? It's flawed, and that's what's happening with most TIs. They think TIs, a lot of TIs believe that they are the only one that can be in public. Well, I know the TIs are smart, but the reason the TI think that they can only be they're the only one in public, and anyone that's in public or gang stalking him or her is because the lower voice to skull is directing the ideas into the TI's mind that these people in public are gang stalkers. That's all it is. Because there's no proof from this guy that the lady is a gang stalker. Zero proof. And if you disagree, then your mind is being blocked by these dumpster stained gang stalkers from analyzing the complete picture of what's going on in the video. If he would upload a better video showing concrete proof that the lady's a gang stalker, or the lady is part of the gang stalking, then that's a different story. But we saw exactly what he uploaded. There was nothing that shows the lady was a gang stalker. Zero proof. But he so firmly believes that because it's within his mind. His mind believes it. But he did not realize that his mind, the way he's thinking, is being manipulated by the lower voice to skull coming from the dumpster stained gang stalkers.
By the way, I'm not even going to waste my time on this bitch, but there you go. That's a gang stalker. She is like, that's her coming back now, you see. That's her out again. That's her done a little job again. That's her coming back now.
So what if she comes back? Why are you even standing there? You could keep walking. See, notice how hypersensitive TIs are when they're going through this stage of gang stalking. This guy is hypersensitive because he's in fear. He's scared. And who knows how long he's been gang stalked. But he's scared. He's got no answers. And he does not realize that he's actually listening to the lower voice to skull. And the lower voice to skull is making him believe people in public are gang stalkers. Look what it's doing to him. He's stopping just to turn around to film her. Look how slow this lady's walking. He could have just keep on walking, but he's got to turn around to film her and call her a gang stalker without even using fair judgment. And that is from the dumpster stained gang stalkers messing with his mind using lower voice to skull. And that is straight to the point. So let's check out some of his other videos. I was looking at this. I don't know. Okay, so I don't know what that was about. Just some guy knocking on his door. He didn't need to label it as gang stalking. And that's somewhat misleading because there are a lot of videos like this in the community. And it's not gang stalking. There was nothing that shows gang stalking. It shows a guy with a red shirt, sweatshirt knocking, but he didn't have to label it that way. And a lot of TIs, when they're going through this, they they get into this mindset that gang stalking is everywhere, and casually they'll start labeling all these things happening in their life as gang stalking related. That has gone too far. That TI have lost the sense of reality, and he needs to come back and take a break from thinking that way. Gotta do something to snap out of it, out of the funk. And one good way to snap out of the funk is to interact with other people, like people, your friends, your loved ones, your family, or even going out. And if you don't go out, you don't do any of those activities, or you know what, better yet, just go sit by a tree and look at some flower plants. Do that for a few minutes. Being in nature always works. Being in nature works every time. I recommend also watching your local news. Watching your local news gives you a sense of your neighborhood and what's going on around you. Okay. And that snaps, for me, it snaps me out. It makes me realize, wow, there's a lot of struggles around my neighborhood. Like people are going through struggles in life, not just me, other people's struggles as well. People are dying, through crimes or whatever. People are in worse situation than me. Stuff like that humbles me, and it will humble you as a person. It will snap you out of these funk. And if you're by yourself all the time, constantly just doing research on gang stalking, you have to realize when you're by yourself researching, the lower voice to skull is also messing with your mind as you're reading along doing your research. So it's not really helping you, because if you're, depends on what stage of gang stalking that you're in. If you haven't understand the no fear mentality, then you're just researching, probably stuck thinking is the government, researching into these other government agency, looking up other people's, other TIs, inexperienced TIs, uh, post online or forums, threads, forums, watching other TIs videos talking about the government. That is just, the lower voices skull will use that against you, and it'll solidify that idea in your mind, even though you should realize you have no proof of it. Why do you think the entire TI community got no proof of these government agency? Everyone talks about them. No one's got any proof. And they're not even real proof. If you got real proof, you would take them to court. No one's taking them to court. Anyone who's got lawyers to take it to court, that lawyer's lying to you, because that lawyer just wants your money. I already know there's no case on this, because the true gang stalkers are not the government. They are not the government. But I'll tell you this, though, the gang stalkers can control the government. And that's why the TI gets the sense that people around them are doing things against the TI. The neighbors are doing things against the TI. The family is saying things to the TI that's make the TI feels like the family members are in on it. No, your family members are not in on it. But the dumpster stain gang stalkers are definitely controlling your family member to say things to you that makes you get irritated and makes you believe that they're involved. That makes you feel like, how come everything that they're saying to me is not, it's discrediting me as a TI? That is because the dumpster stain gang stalkers are actually using lower voice to skull, manipulating the mind of your family members. And they get irritated when they talk about this. They don't respond to you in a way that you want them to respond to you. And then, after you hear what your family member said to you that you don't like hearing, you're also receiving lower voice to skull telling you that your family member are in on it. You see how that works? Your family member and you are both being attacked, manipulated by lower voice to skull. And the lower voice to skull is using the two of you to go against each other. Do you get how it works? All right, let me go. let's see here. Hey, Targeted Pattern. Nice to see you. How you doing? Turtle Days. Hey. Hello, Turtle Days. The program is using the brain interface technology. Yes, you could. That's very technical term, but yes, it's exactly it. Using it's manipulating our mind, manipulating the way we think, and also guiding our mind into a direction of thinking. Because you can think positive or you can think negative. And these dumpster stained gangstalkers will guide your mind into the negative direction. And it's up to you to be aware of it and snap out of it. If you're in a relationship, okay, you're in kind of like a iffy relationship with your partner, and if there's like some type of cheating involved, maybe there's cheating, maybe there's none. Let's say there's no cheating involved. The dumpster stained gangstalkers could eventually wait around for an idea, okay, for something to happen, maybe a little argument, okay, like a minor argument. Look for any leeway within your relationship to feed you an idea that, oh, maybe your partner is treating you this way because there's somebody else, okay? Like you go through all these thoughts in your mind. And when they send you that thought, if you start thinking into it, okay, if you even start thinking into those thoughts that, it could be true, maybe they are seeing somebody. Otherwise, why would they talk to me like this? They never talk to me like this. Why are they arguing with me like this? They never used to argue with me like this. How come they're not going along with the things I suggest? They usually always go along. Like, why aren't they meeting up with me at this place? So something is going on. Maybe they are seeing someone. If you buy into the idea, that's a seed. And that seed of idea, it's a negative seed. It's a negative thought. If you buy into that, you start thinking into it, now you just open the door for these dumpster-stained gangstalkers to continue using that idea, those thoughts, and it'll grow, okay, over time. So the next time you have argument, right, with your partner, that's when they can start feed you those thoughts again. If you keep thinking more and more into it, over a span of 3 months, now they got a hold of you. If your relationships are not getting better, every time you argue, they're going to send you those thoughts and you're going to buy into it right away. The right way of of eliminating it, if you think they're cheating, then do something about it. Go talk to your partner, bring it up. But the lower voice to skull will try to make you feel like you're scared to bring up that subject, preventing you from talking openly with your partner. So you're only stuck with thinking about it. You think about your partner cheating, but yet you don't take the necessary steps to find out if they are or not. You can do a lot of things, right? You can ask them to help you out. You talk to them about it. They're gonna say no, they're not cheating, they're not seeing anyone. Fine. You ask them politely, can you at least help me out and prove it? And they should go along. But get this, when you ask them to help prove that they're not cheating, right? For instance, GPS their phone, GPS their car, whatever, okay? Instantly, your partner will most likely say, no, they won't do it. And they're going to get irritated because they're going to feel like they don't need to do it for you. And that type of irritation, that type of mindset, is also comes from the lower voice to skull. So now the lower voice to skull is in two people's mind now. It's in your mind. It's also in your partner's mind, and making the two of you argue over this. If your partner's actually really nice and understanding, and if your partner knows you're going through this and you ask if you can at least GPS the phone or share GPS with each other's phone, okay, even though it's probably no, you don't need to go that far. But if you feel like you have to find out if your partner is doing something bad and you want to know your partner is really doing these things, your partner should be okay with it. Your partner should be openly, okay, yeah, I'll help you. Yeah, we can. I don't care. Give you my GPS. I don't care. I'm not doing anything bad. But when it gets to that far, it's better for you to just don't even let it bother you. Because think about it. If you bring that up to your partner and your partner's okay with it or not okay with it, even if you have their GPS, you're constantly checking. You're constantly checking and you're constantly being fed the idea that your partner is cheating, being reminded. So you got to go check your phone and see where your partner is. When is that going to end? You could be doing that for years, never catching your partner doing anything. But yet in the back of your mind, you're still listening to lower voices go telling you your partner is cheating. And you try to prove that they are cheating and you try to catch them. And you keep checking their GPS, keep checking your phone, see where they're at. And you notice that, okay, they're not anywhere that's like a hotel or whatever, or any stranger's house or whatever, or not at some parking lot for whatever, like everything's normal, but you keep checking your phone. So you already kind of fallen victim into this trap, into this negative mindset. So the best approach I recommend is just don't even let that bother you. Let it go. Don't let it bother you. When you can let that go, you just eliminated a negative seed in your mind, a negative thought in your mind. And you prevent the dumpster stain, the gang stalkers, from making that seed in your mind grow into a tree. So now they can't use different negative ideas of your partner's cheating to mess with your mind and mess with your overall mentality. I know it kind of went kind of too far on that one. Kind of kept talking for a while. Sorry about that, guys. Good question. The body language. No, nothing to do with voice to skull. Awareness is everything. Yes, awareness is everything. And awareness is the foundation of this experience, I feel like. Because even if I practice to be aware, it's almost like at any moment, or even becoming aware for a minute or two, if I feel like they could just take it away. It's like they constantly try to take away the focus and concentration. And they break away thought process. So it's like being aware, but also important to maintain your thought process. And it's harder to do than the way I said it, because it's hard to keep a focus. It's hard to maintain a thought process. It's hard to concentrate and be aware all the time. But practice makes perfect. And you can start practicing over time, you'll get better. Sometimes I think that the TIs are unintentionally acting more like the perps than the perps themselves by filming strangers and stopping right informer of the stranger and talking out loud. Yeah, technically, yeah, you're right. Technically, majority of TIs are behaviors are like perps. Exactly it. That's straight to the point. I mean, TIs, they don't like hearing that, but that's exactly what a perp is. You're walking around filming people, accusing them of doing things with no proof and acting out, in public. And it is, in a way, for the average people to see a TI behaving that way, it is quite scary. It's quite it's like an unpredictable person out in public that's pissed off and is filming people, bystanders, regular people in public, and labeling them as some type of criminal. Yeah, it's frightening for those average person that's not a TI. But majority TIs are not violent. And our weakness is when we're pissed off. So when we get pissed off, we could act out. And that is when we're vulnerable. It's when we're pissed off, especially in public. We tend to feel like we're at top of the world. We're invincible. We don't care. We'll take on anyone that wants to confront us. No one better step in front of me right now because I'll throw down with people. You know, that type of adrenaline, that's dangerous. And that's what gets TI into trouble. I mean, I had moments like that in the past where I was just pissed off and I would kind of talk shit, you know, like louder than I normally would. I usually just play my audio, but sometimes the audios, I wanted to play loud, you know, even though it's low volume, I want to play that audio really loud, but I can't because I'm in public and people are around. So it's in a way, it's like you have to control yourself. Or what works well for me is using voice to skull, talking shit to them. So in public, when they're messing with me, I just use voice to skull. Like in my mind, I would repeat some. Usually, I talk shit to my dumpster stain gang stalkers in my mind, and I just repeat these things for 10 minutes in my mind as I go about doing my stuff, and they can hear it. They don't like it, and it's minimized, you know, whatever attack they're doing, and it works. You should try it. I have lots of evidence. Home invasion too. Okay, so that you brought up a good point. So home invasion. Now, home invasion is a terrible thing, and it happens to people. I don't know what type of neighborhood you live in and how often you get home invasions, but I'll tell you this. I believe the people that invade your home, okay, were guided by these dumpster-stained gang stalkers. Because I may mention before that these dumpster-stained gang stalkers are on everyone's mind. And they can manipulate people's thoughts. So why did those home invader pick your house out of all the home? Now, I don't know what your living situation's like. I don't know how secure your perimeters are. I don't know how high your fences are. I don't know if you have motion sensor lights outside. I don't know if you have cameras facing all corner of your property. I don't know how your setup is. But for the home invader to pick your home, that idea was guided by these dumpster-stained gang stalkers. So if you live in a neighborhood that's got a lot of people, a lot of traffic, and you have blind spots, you have neighbors that are just bad, okay? And they live like literally like one floor up, one floor down, or within like their door is like 10, 20 feet on each direction. They're really close by. You need to really protect your perimeter. Definitely have motion sensor light, especially if there's really dark in your backyard or the side of your house. Any dark spot, make sure you have some type of motion sensor light. Even buy a fake camera. If you don't have money to buy the real thing, you can get one of those fake camera with a little red light. You just put a battery. It's a fake camera with a red light. Just get some of those from Amazon and just put them up at the corner of your house. Make it look like you have cameras everywhere. Get some of those ADT stickers, right? You know, the ADT home protection. Get some of those stickers off of Amazon. Get some of those stickers off of eBay. Put that on your window, okay? Go get a local like police 911 support, or you support the police, whatever. Get a police emblem sticker and put that on your window. You know, do stuff like that to help deter these criminals from picking your house. Because the dumpster-stained gang stalkers can make the criminal favorite your house, okay, wants to break into your home. But the person, when they come up to your window, they might see, oh, the ADT sign, the police emblem sticker, and notice at the corner there's like cameras. They don't know if it's real or fake, okay, just cameras. And if you even have a motion sensor light, right, it turns on. That alone will deter their mind from actually wanting to attempt to break in. So it's important to have these security devices to help protect your home, and you got to do as much as possible. And if you're still getting home invasion, then if you can, I recommend just moving out of there. Because, okay, these invasions happen in your house. what are you going to do moving forward? Okay, it's got to be thinking about moving forward. If you label them as gang stalking, okay, fine. But still, what are you going to do moving forward? You still got to do something moving forward. And if you don't have the money to move out of the neighborhood, then you're going to need to at least secure your perimeter, right? Getting some motion sensor lights, getting some chiming, those chime, like kind of like when you walk into a liquor store, it chimes, like the bell sound. Get some of those devices, those sensor devices, and that will freak that person out. Okay, imagine you have 3 of those lined up, right, within 2 feet. If they walk through the area, it'll be 3 of them going off. I mean, that just messes with their mind. It makes them not want to go through with it because they believe that, oh, their position is it's compromised. And those are the things you need to do, right? That would be at least the best solution you can do until you actually move to a better neighborhood. And if it happens again, well, if you move to a better neighborhood, it shouldn't happen. It really is like neighborhood. That's why there's crime rates on neighborhoods and which neighborhoods are safer than others. There's these statistics, and it's true. Like some areas are just safer than others. If you move to a location and you still get house break-in, then go from there. But if you're going to move into a safe neighborhood, it shouldn't happen. They use MK Ultra, trauma-based mind control. Okay, a lot of TIs talk about MK Ultra. Now, the gang stalkers, the dumpster stain gang stalkers, are not a technology that us modern day humans developed. These dumpster stain gang stalkers are advanced and they control this planet. Now, what does that mean to you? You have to realize as a TI, at least for me, I'm not a criminal. So why is this happening to me? That's something in the beginning I could never make sense of. Why would they spend all this money on me? What are they getting out of it? What is it that I have that they want? Or what am I doing that they don't like? And all those questions don't add up for me. It just don't add up. Why me? What's going on? Until I stumble upon who they really are. And I realize that they're messing with me is because I can communicate with them. And that's what TIs are. Every TI out there can communicate with them. And they're testing you to see how strong or weak or how nice of a mind that you have. Because our mind can be influenced. And our mind can be influenced into doing terrible things. They want to know your judgment. They want to know how good you can analyze information. They want to know if you're just so simple-minded that they tell you something and you're going to go shoot people. Like, what's that guy that killed the mother, daughter, and the elderly couple? Gosh, what's that guy's name? I made a video about him. And they're messing with the TI's mind. In a way, they do want to get rid of us. They want to see us destroy our own lives. They want to see us doing things that will ruin other people's lives. It's like entertainment for these things. These dumpster stain gang stalkers controls people's mind. It controls the president. It controls every government agency. It controls every powerful elite. It controls everybody's mind. And STIs are the ones that are aware of something's going on, but 99.99% of TIs do not know what they are or what they look like. Imagine you know what they look like. That will fill in a big void that's going on, a big question in your mind, what they look like. If you know what they look like and you fill that in, that would connect so many thoughts in that you had, and these different ideas that you had of what's going on now all of a sudden makes sense. So the community just want to know what it looks like. What do they look like? DNA, all human beings mixed up with. I don't know what you're implying. Both are probably true. Yeah, a lot of this is just theories. Okay, even what I'm saying to you guys is a theory. Okay, it's all theory. But I feel confident that I will present these information in a very strong theory, and it'll make sense to you guys. Doing good, better and better the more I expand my awareness. Yeah, it is. But I have to admit, though, there will be days where we're kind of vulnerable. It's almost like intensify the way they mess with me on certain days to a point where I just want to talk shit to them, and then they'll calm down. But if I don't talk shit to them, they'll keep messing with me all day long. Makes me wonder if some of these YouTube TIs are actually perps or just weak-minded. Look, they're not perps. God, Jesus, and all my angels got me covered. That is a very powerful thought. And to have that is already empowering your spirit. So this is what's considered a positive thought. And majority TIs do not think that way. So they're at a disadvantage. So you're right. I mean, it's good to think that way. It's like a spiritual shield that you have on. It's like your mind's got this shield because the power of believing is very it's powerful. Just put to believe in something that's positive, it's very powerful. They can't do nada. I'm sorry, I just got an incoming call. Sorry about that. Let me turn down the ringtone. 1 second, everybody. Here, let me. I have to answer this phone call. Let me play one of the videos for you, and we'll go from there. Okay, here we go. Just this is a video from the same content. Okay, that was a short video. Oh, that was interesting. Okay, so for TIs, for TIs that are going through the color red. So, I live in California and I follow football and I follow the 49ers. And I recently thought, what would it be like for a TI that's going through the sensitization of the red color and being in a stadium watching the 49ers or the Arizona Cardinals, whoever, and the stadium's full of red color. Like, what would that TI actually still believe that people in there are gang stalkers? That would be very interesting to know. So if you're a TI, you're going through this, you don't like the color red, or whenever you see red cars, you believe it's a gang stalker. Do you feel the same when you watch on TV like a 49ers football game or Arizona Cardinals football game or any of these professional team with the red colored jerseys? Do you feel the same way? That would be interesting to know. I would like to know that. Well, if you believe in God and Jesus, that's power to you. It's strong power. 911 are in on it. As in emergency dialing 911. So are the firemen, ambulances. It's all spiritual warfare. Okay, so when you said firemen and ambulances, like what are they doing to you? How is that bothering you? How are you relating that to gang stalking? And I know you're not the only one. A lot of TIs are going through it, but what is it about them that bothers you? Because to me, it's just when I see that, I recommend don't even think about them. I mean, don't think about them. It's nothing. It's just don't even stress over them. Even if they're actually coming driving by you 10 times a day, big deal. I mean, don't let your mind slip into those negative thoughts because you're testing your mind. If your mind's going to let that bother you, then they can have a lot of ways to bother you. I'll tell you that. They can bother you in so many ways. And don't let some fireman, fire truck, ambulance bother you. Don't let that bother you because you'll see once you stop letting those things bother you, they're going to intensify. They're going to try to find other ways to bother you. So it's going to intensify. So you're going to have to keep moving up, keep graduating from that stuff. Don't let that bother you. You let that bother you every time, you're just holding yourself stuck in that area. And every time you see a fire truck, you're going to get bothered. That is just making your whole lifestyle not very positive, you know? You could be a happy person doing your thing, having fun, and all of a sudden a fire truck, ambulance goes by, and that just sucked all the energy out of you. You don't want that to happen. So don't even let that bother you. Well, the gang stalkers controls this world. So yeah, gang stalkers controls 99.9% of the people on this planet. Yes, you're right. But if you're saved, born again, the demons saying no, you got power over them. I think that's TIs. We have a lot of power. We do. We do have power against them. To go against them, we have the power to communicate with them. We have the power to manipulate their decisions and alter their behavior. In Jesus' mighty name, I cast them out in Jesus' name. These gang stalkers are demons in a host body. Yeah, I agree with you, but I'll tell you, the TI community, they don't like hearing these type of words. They don't like hearing the word demon because to them, when they hear the word demon itself, I would imagine makes them think about ugly looking monsters, you know, from movies or books, drawings, whatever. So the way I see a demon is it's more like a personality. A demonic entity is more like an evil personality. That's just always messing with a person, like a bully. That's how I see it. A very bad one too. I have used the word demons, and people don't like me using that word. They think I'm just they think I'm a perp for using that word demons. But I try to explain that it's better to think of demons as a personality type. Ones that you don't want to be friends with in real life. These shapeshifters, reptilians. You know what's crazy? I've seen videos, okay, of even on my properties on the CCTV, I've seen shapeshifters. Okay, it comes together as a shape of a human, like a ghost, and it'll disappear. Like it'll kind of like comes together as a shape, and then it'll just spread out into thin air and disappear. So that's what my experience. That's kind of like a shapeshifter, right? Now, when it comes to reptilians, okay, I had this one experience. That's the only experience I could relate it as a reptilian. I was in a sleep paralysis, okay? But with sleep paralysis, I have no control of my body. I can't open my eyes, but my mind become conscious, okay? So my mind become conscious. I can feel my body, but I can't control my body. I can't move my arms. I can't move my legs. I can't open my eyes, but my mind is conscious. So I'm aware of my body, my sensation. I felt these nails, okay? These nails with some dry fingertips, all right? On each side of my cheeks. It turned my head to the right, maybe 45 degrees. Turn my head to the right. These were dry skinned and long, like pointy nails. I can feel it on my face, on my cheek, but I can't open my eyes. And next thing, I felt these dry lips pressed onto mine. And then it was sucking air out of my stomach. I felt the air being sucked out of my stomach and into this, whatever this thing was. And the entire time, I was not scared. I was ready. I wanted to gain control of my body. I want to open my eyes. And I had sleep paralysis before, okay? I know it lasts about 20 seconds or so. So I was waiting. I was anticipating to regain control of my body and open my eyes. And I feel the air being pulled out, okay? And I can hear something else try to tell me, oh, you could die. You could run out of air. Like, I can hear this other voice, like lower voice's skull, kind of like try to make me think that way, make me feel like I should panic. But I was calm, and I knew I was going to gain control real soon. And as soon as I gained control, I opened my eyes, and there was nothing there. I jumped up, and I started cussing. I started screaming and started talking shit to whatever it was. Did that for about 5 minutes, and then I just went back to sleep. I didn't go check around the home and maybe, see whatever, but whatever it was, I opened my eyes, it was gone. So that was an experience that only happened one time in my life, living here where I'm at right now. And this was at least 3 or 4 years ago, probably 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago. Only experienced that one time. And I was in sleep paralysis. I had that many times in my life. So I know what it's like. And I know my mind was have consciousness, okay? So I was feeling the sensation. So that wasn't fake. Even though I didn't see anything, I do receive these lower voices telling me, try to let me know, oh, it was just a dream, of fake, whatever. And I kind of think about it, it doesn't add up. That can't be a dream. So whatever that thing was, most likely still around here. Whatever that thing was, is somewhere here on my property. It hasn't shown itself since then. Or maybe it does show itself when I'm sleeping. I may mention that when we sleep, we're the most vulnerable. We're the most vulnerable when we're sleeping. So there are things that happen that I cannot fully explain, but I can only share my experience. And it's a crazy, out of this world type of experience to feel these fingernails and dry hands on my face, on my cheeks, and to feel the dry lips pressed against mine. But I believe it was its attempt to try to scare me. For any average person in that situation or experiencing something like that, they would be scared. And living at their property after experiencing that, I can imagine it would be frightening. And these dumpster stained gang stalkers, one of their major method of controlling us is to have us in fear. When we're in fear, they can easily guide us into different thought patterns, different thought ideas, send us false ideas, and we'll buy into it. And they start guiding us to do things to try to eliminate those ideas, right? Because let's just say you believe your neighbor's got some type of hidden camera, okay, in your backyard. And you go research how to find hidden cameras, right? So you probably find, okay, if you have like an analog radio, you can move the analog radio, and if there's something hidden, the static sound will happen. So what would that do? If you don't have an analog radio, the dumpster stained gang stalkers can tell you, well, let's go find one at Walmart. So next thing you know, you get into your car or you walk to the bus stop, whatever, you go to Walmart, right? You make a trip to Walmart. You go into Walmart, try to look for this analog radio if they have it, buy it, go home, spend all that time putting battery, doing all that stuff, go into your backyard and try to look around. See, and notice how that thought that you believe that neighbors put a hidden camera in your backyard guided you into traveling to Walmart. So in a way, it's like they're manipulating your movement. That is only one simple way of doing it, but they can easily do that to you in many different ways. And so my only experience of reptilians was what I just said about the sleep paralysis, and there was nothing there. But I was not scared the entire time. It's all spiritual. Yeah, and a lot of TIs, spirits are getting beat up. Moving won't help because demons are the spiritual realm, or of the. Yeah, they are. They are everywhere. They are everywhere, and I believe they move faster than us. And they know our thoughts, and they know other people's thoughts, so they have a huge advantage. But you still have to understand no fear. You can't let them scare you, because once they scare you, you're vulnerable. I'm so past gang stalking, laugh my ass off. I'm just getting hit with directed energy weapons. Okay, if you go back to the beginning of this live stream, I explained how the area you're getting hit, you're gonna have to massage it. You're gonna have to wear a shield, like your armor. It doesn't have to be like heavy breastplate or whatever. You can just use thicker clothing. You can go buy some Faraday fabric, wrap it around a towel so it's now thicker, and then wrap it around the area you're getting attacked. If you're getting headaches, massage the part of your head that has headache. Don't just not massage it. You have to help the blood circulate. I may mention that you should have a hot tub. If you can sit in a hot tub a few times a week, that help your blood flow. And you can't just not massage the area that you're getting hit. So if you're getting hit on your lower back, tap on your lower back, circular motion, rub on your lower back, get a massager so you don't have to use your hand and your own strength. Press it onto the area you're getting attacked. Massage the area. Because over time, I'll tell you what I noticed from my experience, those areas gets inflamed. Like it's inflamed. It's almost like and for your stomach, I feel like your stomach is almost like getting bloated. Like I'm not fat, but then I notice my stomach gets kind of bloated. It kind of like inflames from these attacks, I feel like. And I know these things can also go into our lungs, okay? And that has to do with, in the Bible, talk about fasting. Because to get them out, you have to fast and drink water. Go on a water diet for a few days. And that would get them out. I truly believe these things actually live in our stomach, live in our lungs. And the only way to get them out is by fasting. Or I'm sure it will work too if you have a massager and you just put it on your stomach all day for a few days. I'm sure that the massaging part will probably force it out, maybe. That seems like an easier way than fasting, but there was no massager back in the Bible days. They attack God, Jesus. Okay. Yeah, they do. They always do. But sometimes I wonder if they're actually the same entity, playing both sides. Or they have the ability to play both sides, and they choose the more demonic side. In a way, they could do a lot of things that we just don't know about. When I pray the direct energy weapon, gang stalkers always away, they go get weaker. Yeah, they do get weaker. Yeah, your words are very powerful. What's good? Hey, 10. Oh, what's up, 10? They're not controlling us. We control them. You know, I do believe you have a lot of credit on this one, and I'm still trying to figure out how to really control them. I know by talking trash to them, it works, and it minimizes their attack. But to control them fully, I'm still trying to figure that out. Or maybe it's not possible because I talk so much shit to my dumpster stain gang stalkers, and I know they care about like saving face. I always tell them I whip their face right off of them, and I own their face because I talk so much shit to them, and they don't like that. And they always mess with me because I talk so much shit to them over the years using voice to skull, right? Using my mind. So I really don't know if they would actually, if it's possible for them to help a TI. I don't know if they're gonna help me, but I'm not begging for their help. So, but you might be right, targeted pattern. You might figure out other TIs might figure out a way to work with them, and if they actually work with you, I feel like people would just call them a spiritual guide, guardian angel, or making a pact with the demon, right? Making a pact with the devil, kind of like there's a saying about how magician makes a pact with devils. The magician can become all of a sudden become the top, the most elite, doing magic trick that are unbelievable because of help of these entities. That's very possible. There are a lot of magic tricks that just can't be explained, or it's so fast, even in slow motion, it just can't be explained. Like it just stuff like that. Hold on. 1-0?
Yo.
1-0? Is that you?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, what's up?
What's
How
up,
are
man?
you?
What are you guys talking about?
Oh, I was just analyzing some videos and just talking about different things. But
Cool.
hey, what's
What's
I
up?
gonna say? I sorry I took so long to let you in. And
No,
earlier,
that's fine.
when I let people in now, I tend to well, for you, okay, I know you. I tend to just like put myself
Mhm.
here because I don't want what happened in the past where like some guy was showing themselves like fisting their own butthole, you know?
What the fuck?
Yeah, one of my live streams.
No way.
Yeah, they just talking like pretending to be a TI, but then they were just fake, you know, telling a fake story.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they turn on their camera and they were fisting their own butthole.
Do you think that was them, or maybe like a stream, or
Well, it's the guest, you know, whoever that person was.
yeah?
So they just came on telling a story, and I'm listening to it, talking to them, and next thing you know, they turn on the camera and they're fisting their butthole.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Like extreme. And
Yeah, I had to like after the live stream, I had to go edit the segment out.
jeez.
So just a waste of time, and also like ever since then, I'm kind of like don't really like having people. I don't share my invite link anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
But this is one method I try to do. I try to like not show their little screen. You only show mine to kind of get an idea who they are.
Right.
Yeah. So
Um.
what you been doing lately?
I just been fucking doing whatever the fuck I want out here. You know,
Uh-huh.
working, making money, fucking pissing on the tree wherever I want, drinking, driving, fucking whatever the fuck I really want. Really, I'm not the best example on the money. You know that. Um, I took the other extreme. You know what I mean? But I don't hurt anybody. I don't directly fucking insult or mess with anybody. You know, we're private people. You know, in a way. Um, I have a theory though about this whole thing. Another theory, I guess. Another fucking drop in the ocean, right?
Yeah. What
But
is it?
so, what if these things have? What if the Earth is millions upon millions of years old, right?
Yeah.
Just very, very old. What if? And then we've been living with these things, and we're the ones that, since we're the empaths, and we are the curious, you know, inquisitive ones, more out of other people. We're more a little more mischievous seeming. We seem more mischievous, but in more in the innocent way. Because I remember as a kid, I was always like wanting to explore something. You know what I mean? And like whatever interest I had at that time, I would just kind of like delve into it. Maybe in an unhealthy type of way, whether it was like toys or like some kind of cartoon or whatever it was. And that kind of followed me throughout life. What if we've been that way since the beginning, dawn of time, and then we were the ones that ruled the world at one point, And these things kind of have been conspiring because they've been jealous. You know, it's really weird that a person, I'm sure you wake up in the morning and you're like, okay, I gotta, take a shower, brush my teeth, get dressed, get ready for work. Hopefully I have a good day at work, right? It's weird to me thinking that some people open their eyes in the morning and they're conspiring against another person. You know what I mean? So a lot of these people and things, they're basically just actors out here in the world. Um, they get up in the morning and they know they have to play a role, whether that's nice, asshole, or this or that. What if they've been planning this because we lived for so long and the earth has been around for so long? Because really nothing out here in the world makes sense anymore. Everything's ass backwards. Um,
I mean, yeah, I kind of see what you're saying, because there's
you
a
know what I
lot of
mean?
problems,
Yeah,
and if humans don't want problems, we can solve those things. Like, we don't have to have
exactly.
problems. Uh,
Exactly. And then it's weird to me that, another thing that's kind of, it could be scary to some people, but at this point I'm like so like surfing this matrix in a way that I'm not really afraid because I've learned that we manifest um a thought into the future like a seed. So what if you're manifesting like a bad outcome and you're putting that out there, it's already out there, and somebody can water that, and or they can make you, nurture that thought.
you know,
And
you know what's
you know what I
interesting
mean?
about that? Let me tell you
Mhm.
something. There's a part of me that believes, okay, that our thought is what shows. It's like a video to them. Okay, our thoughts. It's like
Yeah,
a movie to them. Okay, they get to see our thoughts. And if you send out a negative thought, like a negative situation in your mind, some of these evil entities, they can actually use that as an excuse to make it a reality, to make those
mm,
thoughts come true. As they use
yeah.
that
But you
as
see,
an
Hanuman, it's like, okay, whatever they're doing, right? It's just very, very retarded and very stupid. Forgive the word, no offense to anybody, but it's just very, very autistic, this whole program. And it's not what what gets to me the most is not the flying monkeys, not maybe private entities or a couple people doing this. It's that the government backs it up, man, and they hush about it, and they're probably the ones perpetuating it. But my point was before is like, have you noticed that they'll use anything and anybody to conspire against you, to bring you down, to it's like in a way we can't trust anybody, but we have to in a way because we live in the world, so we have to associate with people, but
I
in a
mean,
way we
I used
you
to
know
think that way, but I try not. I don't think that way anymore. Um, as long as you're a good person, you're not trying to step on
yeah.
anyone's toes, then you
Well,
shouldn't really. I mean,
what's your
worry about
what's
it.
your what's your like, how much do you relate to other people on a daily basis? How much do you interact with other people?
Well, my work, I actually, I go travel, distance. I go to like different places, talk to different people.
Hmm.
And with my stage of gang stalking, like I no longer let those things bother me.
Yeah.
And my my major battle would just most likely go against the actual gang stalkers through voice to skull.
Hmm.
And I do know that people close to me in my life, if they behave a certain way that kind of go against me, or kind of like not on the same page with me,
Yeah.
I do believe that these dumpster stain gang stalkers are manipulating their mind
Yeah, they
to
do influence things and
behave,
people around us.
yeah, to
Yep.
behave a certain way,
Yeah.
to purposely not allow me to get the things I want, or prevent
Right.
me from.
Just make it hard on you, on
Yes,
your in your
exactly,
life. Yeah.
exactly.
Have you
And
noticed also that they try to minimize your money? Like, say for instance, like I noticed that when I come across some money, right? All of a sudden it's like somebody's planning a vacation with me included or something like that. Because
when will
you
you
go on
spend money?
vacation. Yeah, if you go on vacay, you're gonna spend like at least $1,500, right? I mean, on the flight,
Yeah,
round trip, and then whatever you spend out there, you might buy some new clothes or whatever.
exactly.
And what you know, so it's like it all seems like fun and games, but it's like it's easy to spend $2,000-3,000, but it's hard to save, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
they
and
do.
that's what a lot of us don't understand. I'm starting to realize that, bro. Like
Yeah,
once I come across some money, um, for some reason, you know, I tip my hat, and I know this sounds fucked up to some people because they hate him, but the cops out here actually are. They've been the, you know, like we have this thing, I guess, where they're kind of leaving me alone.
leave you a bone. What do you mean?
They just don't fuck with me.
Okay. So
Yeah,
why
I don't
would
know
they fuck
why.
with you in the first place?
Yeah, well, you know, I manifested also that they don't fuck with me, you know, because I don't think that I'm gonna get in trouble every time I go out there. So
Why
I know.
are you doing something that's actually could potentially make them mess with
No,
you?
no, 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 absolutely not. But it's like, yeah, I guess it goes back to what you just said, because when I was younger, you know, you're like smoking pot or whatever, and you're driving and you're a little paranoid, and you know, those vibes, maybe your aura gives it out, and the cop sees you acting a little dumb in the car and moving around too much or whatever, and boom, and you get stopped, you know. Now it's just like I see a cop once in a while, and I'm like, he's not going to stop me. I don't care how long he's behind me. I don't care how fast I go or how slow or whatever little dumb thing I may or may not do. And just like that, bro, they never do, you know?
Yeah. Well, I also believe that, ever since they started wearing these body cameras, it,
Mm, they're
it's a
more
good thing.
reluctant. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a good thing because it actually
it's true.
captures the whole the
Yep,
interaction. And
exactly.
also, I used to have tinted windows, but this
Right.
was like 15 years ago, 20 years ago. But I don't tint my windows anymore. So all my windows can be
Mm,
see through, and that's what they like. Cops,
right.
if they can see you don't have tinted windows, they feel better about you. They'll tend to not focus on you. They like to focus on
Mm,
cars with tinted windows because they want to know who's
I
driving.
live in a city where you can't do that, though, because
Okay.
it's too hot.
So I have no tinted windows. I tend to
Yeah,
drive
that's cool.
with my windows kind of like halfway open. Um, and I also, I the one thing that they could get you is the lamest thing they can get you is, oh, the light on your license
Yeah.
plate back,
Mm.
the light is out
I actually got stopped one time
for
for
that.
that when I was a
Yeah,
kid. Yeah,
exactly.
but he let me go though.
That's the lamest thing because their headlight can shine on the license plate anyways, right? But
Right.
it's a reason for them to pull you over, and if you don't have any reason for them to pull you over, then they're not gonna pull you over. They can't,
Yeah.
So
But going back to the whole, you know, they'll use anything and anybody to kind of conspire against you. I know we kind of sometimes we fall in a kind of like tunnel vision of either negativity or strangeness, you know, and everything is like, oh, you see that? That's a direct attack on me, or you see that's weird. That light looks weird, or there's a thing over there, or whatever, right? This person's acting this way or did that. But it's like you're so caught up in that. It's like your your mind is like making that a reality for you, you know?
uh-huh.
So, but I have also noticed that now it's just like they know, like people like me and you, we're not gonna die. We're not gonna go homeless. We're probably I have some plans here where I'm like, fuck you guys. I'm gonna try to get out of the rat race a little bit here at the end of this year, and hopefully be completely out next year where I can have more freedom. But you know, it takes a lot of sacrifice and a lot of balls and a lot of hustle and shit. You know.
Hey, do you
Um,
invest? I'm gonna change the subject. Do you invest
yeah.
in since we're talking about money? Do you invest in stocks or crypto or anything like that?
I had invested a little bit in stocks, and I think stocks are good because if you have that extra like $5,000, your stocks can go up like say even 10% of that. What that is what 50% of that is $250. I mean $2,500. You pull out, you take your money out because I've noticed when it goes up, it usually drops a lot too.
Okay.
Um, Yeah, crypto, I did it too, but then I don't know if you remember, like a year or two ago, it went up like 100% or 200% or something shit like that, and then it quickly dropped to like, I mean, I lost like 80% of my money, and at that point, I just pulled out. I was like, fuck that,
Okay. So
Yeah.
what did you buy in crypto and
In crypto, I just did it through a Cash App, so they were investing for me. I didn't really like. I don't remember. They have a bunch of little companies. I think even the military's in there too, that you can invest stocks in them too.
well, okay, here's my
Yeah.
advice.
Mhm.
You heard of Robinhood, the app Robinhood?
Mm-hmm.
So if you have Robinhood, they sell cryptos, okay? They only sell a selective few,
Mm-hmm.
okay? But the one that you should really just put money into is Shiba Inu, okay? Now, I actually collected Dogecoin when it was at 0.002, okay? So
Mm-hmm.
0.002 a Doge, 2019, and that's when I bought some Dogecoins, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I caught onto the wave, okay? And based on my research, these cryptos, it skyrockets after this thing
Yeah.
called Bitcoin half, okay? So the Bitcoin half is every 4 years, people that mines Bitcoins, every 4 years, the amount of Bitcoin you get per block, it actually goes half, okay? It goes less. You get less Bitcoin than
Mm-hmm.
the previous 4 years, okay? Half less.
Right.
And every time this happens, 6 months afterwards, okay, all crypto goes up.
Oh, so there's kind of like a proven pattern here.
Yeah, it's a proven pattern. And this time around, okay, the next Bitcoin half,
Mm-hmm.
end of 2024 and beginning of 2025. Okay, so you're gonna have to hold on to it till then. That's when the next big wave comes. Okay.
So how much would you suggest investing at least?
Well, it depends. Obviously, what money you have, but because once you put it in, I don't recommend you touching it. Okay, but
Right.
do keep track of
Kind
the
of forget
market.
about it. Yeah.
No, do keep track of the market
Oh, okay.
because the big spike is end of 2024 and beginning of 2025. Okay, first quarter, second quarter, 2025. Okay, and keep track of it. But these spikes, it's strange. It'll come in one day,
Mm-hmm.
crazy. One day will go up crazy, okay, and then it gradually takes the next 2 days or so, gradually comes back down.
Yeah.
So you only have like a 2-3 day windows to really sell it, okay.
Okay.
And I recommend getting Shiba Inu.
Do you get penalized, or is there like a fee to sell it?
I mean, here's the thing. The percentage of return you get on these is so extreme. This is the only time in history, okay? Because crypto is a new market, okay? It's a new type of market, and everything's new. Imagine it's like the stock market just started out, okay, back in the days.
Mm-hmm.
So crypto is like this new, completely new market. Even though people say, okay, it's useless, has no use in the world, fine, I get it, and I agree. It doesn't really have a use for it. But the thing is, even though there's no value or real use in society, people of society, they bought into the idea. Okay, so it's like a trend. So you're going along with a trend. As long as people believe in this trend, it holds value. Just like paper money, right? We only buy into paper money because we believe in paper money.
I
Right?
mean, it does
So
it does have value because you can buy things with it.
yes, and now you can buy things.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is it's the people that are invested into it. It's the people's hyping it. It's the people that are
Hey,
creating
hit
the
me up one
trend.
of these days. Hit me up one of these days, and I'm gonna shoot you I'll try to find the history of the when I had crypto with them, and I'll show you the spike, dude. It was crazy. I wish I would have had like at least 10 G's to
Like
invest in
Shiba
it.
Inu, okay, Shiba Inu. If in the first day of Shiba Inu, if you put $1,
Mhm.
literally like last year or 2 years ago, or last year during like 2022 during like May or so, or when it's the highest,
Mhm.
that dollar would have turned into, I believe, over 1 million.
Yeah, that's when I think I was investing. I think it was last year. Yeah, it was last year because I haven't had Cash App that long. Maybe like a year and a half or something.
And there's nothing currently. There's nothing with such high return on investment. Crypto, it is what it is. It's opportunity, even though I believe we don't really need it. but it's an opportunity, and if people are buying into the opportunity, I'm going to do it too.
The thing that attracts me to crypto is that we if you got to be dumb to think that the value of the dollar or the paper money holds any weight. We've been if you ask any real expert, they'll tell you that after the 2008 crash, the recession, we never recovered from that. We never really recovered from that. And the inflation just kept growing from that. So if you're smart, you know that cash is just trash now. It holds no weight. And even the government is starting to invest in this type of fiat.
Yeah. You know what really helped me realize something during the coronavirus is when all the stores were closed, like having a credit card, it's very important. And also having cash on hand was important because let's just say, even if you want to go like sell something or pawn something, these pawn shops aren't even open. Like let's say you got some family jewelries, like you got to go in, you need some money, right? You can't even go to a pawn shop and pawn it,
Can
So
I
it's like,
sell one of these shit stains?
what's that?
Gangstalkers?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I wonder how much they're worth.
What is
I
it?
always tell them like they're like toilet paper. You know what I mean? Like you can buy.
Oh, the gang
Yeah,
stuff.
they're like toilet paper tiles and shit.
Here's the thing, gang stalkers. Okay, for me, the gang stalkers. See, because I believe you still
They're
you're
trash
talking
babies,
about
bro.
a person, right? An individual. For me, gang stalkers
If you want to call them that.
are an entity
Uh-huh.
that can control a physical person, and these entities, they don't value money like we do. They actually value control. They value basically. I believe they value controlling
Chaos.
people. Yeah, they value controlling people and creating uh,
Chaos.
chaos or scenarios that's entertaining to them. Okay,
Uh,
and some of these entities actually do care about owning things. Okay, they actually control like families. They control families that are the most powerful family on this planet, and they control them every generation a lot down the line. And I believe these entities, they dedicate themselves to being in the White House and manipulate just the president. Every president comes in. Okay, it's like they practically set up their own territory and they claim areas. That's what I believe in. Because I believe some of these entities do care about controlling humans to a point where they can basically these humans also have power on this planet, and they control these powerful humans to manipulate other humans.
so the thing is, like, when you realize, bro, that since you came out of your mom's body, womb or whatever, we've been conditioned and controlled through fear, and they want us to worry, to stress, to kiss ass to your superiors or whatever, to police each other, right? Like if something's not fucking not trending during that time, like, oh, like you're talking shit about gays, or like you're not accepting that or this or that, then we're gonna look at you in a certain way, right? Like, so it's kind of like a Stasi system, like where they know it's stupid, but it's like they're trying to, it's like adults in high school, like in recess or something like that,
Yeah.
and once you realize that worry, stress, and fear should only be focused on real things, like say, like if your kid is sick, or something really bad is going on in your life, then yeah, be worried at that point. But otherwise, it's just like every little thing out here, people are scared, fearful. They try to, like, walk a certain way, mind their manners a certain way, but when they're at home, they're picking their fucking belly buttons and smelling it, or like eating their toenails or some shit. Like, people are fucking nasty, bro. I notice all that shit, and I'm like, people are fucking reprobates in private, and then they have the goal to fucking watch our broadcast, and judge us for whatever the fuck flaws we have. So once you start realizing shit like that, you're like, you know what? I am a human, but I'm not my mind. I'm not my thoughts. I'm not my nervous system. I'm not my body. I'm just having an experience here. energy. And I don't know if you've noticed that the flying monkeys, bro, they're usually very weird, ugly looking people. They kind of look like human traffickers, or they're getting trafficked themselves. Um, and you're right. They look down on us and they make us think we're ugly and less than and stupid and just dumb and all kinds of shit, right? But I've noticed the fucking flying monkeys around me, bro. They look like fucking circus people, dude. Like they're not attractive at all. Like they're like insane or something. Like they're literally crazy. And they don't sleep. They don't rest. It's weird. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I don't really don't know what to say about that. I guess how do you handle that then? How are you handling it?
I handle it that, I'm like, dude, at least I have a job, an honest job. At least I do relate to people. At least I fucking, if there's an obstacle in my life or a circumstance, I take care of it. And I always come up out on top, because I believe in myself. I'm fucking powerful, bro. Like if you would see like what I've done to the city, bro, it's crazy. I don't know if you remember that part in the movie Gladiator when the keeper, he used to be a gladiator too. And then so the dude asked him, he asked him, how'd you win your freedom or whatever? And he's like, well, you got to win the people. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
once you start realizing that this whole thing is not your whole community, it's more like a FEMA crisis actor um, group of people that have moved in near your house or whatever, and they kind of follow you around and they pretend because they buy corporations out. They'll rent out a fucking the electric company's truck for the day or whatever, in your city to pretend they're doing electric work. So you start thinking, oh, it's everybody and shit. And no, there is decent people out there. There's moms and dads that just want to, live a decent life and fucking take care of the kids and get by and shit. But you start thinking, oh, the community's my enemy. And then the community starts being scared of you, and it becomes ugly. While these little group of people, this little fucking crisis actor type of group, is just sitting there laughing, basically, like
Well,
to
here's the
you,
thing.
mostly to the TI's that detriment, right? Because
I Here's the thing. Like you're getting V2K and you have a lot of experience in it and you're more aware than most TIs. And
yeah,
I believe in an area, everyone's a TI, but someone like you definitely stand out from the rest of the people in your area. So I believe these dumpster
most
saying
likely.
gang stalkers are definitely got their eye focus on you over
Mm,
other people in your neighborhood.
yeah,
And the things you do it does influence these dumpster stain gang stalkers because whatever
but
you
did
you
you
want to.
understand my point though? Like I was saying, like, so I stopped thinking like, oh, it's John and Mary and Jill and Jack and shit out there in society. No, those people are fucking my fellow fucking city dwellers or whatever you want to call them. Do I love them? No, not really. Are they just people out here? Yeah, I'm gonna have a certain level of respect towards them. So my hate and my anger and whatever I attack is focused on that little group of fucking shit stains, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
people started understanding that, and they were like, and now people are on my side. I guess you could say it's crazy, bro, but that's what I live now. It's like most people out here in society are on my side. They want me to win.
Hey, one
Um,
zero. Since we're on
uh,
the topic, I want to bring your attention to something. Okay. Now
yeah.
this is another way of me. Like I'm trying to hint to the community. I know.
Okay.
Now you see this backdrop. See the backdrop of the screen. You see that it's like the star galaxy system.
Yeah.
Now if you look closely at just the in the center, upper center. Notice all those little red, glowing stars, bright, shiny stars.
Yeah.
Now look at the one that's closest to from your name straight up. You see that big one that's kind of like close to your image.
Yeah.
Notice there's a lines, right? Like
Mhm.
a like a
Like a
like a
ring.
cross, like a cross.
Yeah.
Now I want you to focus on that. What do you think that is? Does that look natural to you?
That kind of looks like the thing you showed me last time,
Right.
with the people at the mountains or whatever.
Like the demon sundog, right? Now look at the right corner of your photo and notice the blue dot, the blue bright.
Yeah.
Do you see that also the same line like across?
Is that a real picture?
Yeah, that's real from NASA.
Mm.
A section of it. It's a bigger photo, but I took a section of it. Now, I believe that us TIs, our minds are being blocked from understanding what we're looking at. And because by chance I stumble upon these entities,
Mm.
when I look at this is artificial. Like
Right.
the cross, okay, the lines, the beam of light. Maybe imagine without the cross, you see like kind of like light scattering. That seems normal.
Right.
But the fact that there's a cross right in the middle, that indicates to me there's something else there,
Mm.
right? And that it to me is like a form of intelligence, doesn't it? Look at them. There's a cross right here on these lights, right? And I just want you to think about it, look at it, just put some energy thinking about what that is. If you want to research into it, go ahead.
I will.
But
So I've like, the stars are weird, bro, because they make up like the signs, right? Like the Virgo, Libra, whatever, all that stuff. But what if they're like cameras? I know this is like going into dumb world here for some people. Like, okay, you lost me. This is like fucking gook, crazy talk here. But what if they're like set cameras? Like they're just watching us all the time. What if, the sun and the moon? I don't know if you've noticed. I think you live in Cali or whatever. Sorry if I'm mentioning that, but out here in the West, bro, like I don't know why the moon's been out like day and night now. Like you can see it throughout like all the morning when the sun's coming up. I mean, that motherfucker should be over there in China, Australia or something, other side of the world when
yeah,
it's morning here.
well, that's just that information goes. There's a lot involved, and I don't know much about it. How the moon,
Mhm.
like, how we spin and how the moon, rotates.
Have you noticed that there's more like weird planes and like the lights on the planes are weird now and they're just I've noticed that like how like the police have the red and the little the airplanes with like the red and blue wingtips
Okay,
with the lights.
okay.
I always notice like if I because I take drives at night sometimes and I just chill somewhere, so I'll just sit somewhere and I always notice this plane flying over my car, bro. It doesn't matter where I'm at, but it's like the same type, and, and it's like I don't know what they're trying to like make me think about that because I don't really care. I'm like, okay, I mean, am I famous? Are you guys protecting me? What the fuck is going on here? Like, but it's weird. And then that, and then drones, and I've even thought like, if I'm way over here on the other side, like say like at the edge of like the border of my city, the borderline of my city, and I'm looking at like a star or something. You're telling me that the same angle that I'm looking at that star, somebody like 800 miles back where I came from is looking at it the same way, because that's what they tell you, right? Everybody looks at like the moon angle, everybody sees it the same. It's not following you, blah blah blah. But what if it is? What if it does follow us TIs? Like
Well,
you gotta be open to those possibilities because it's like,
I here's the thing. I understand what you're saying, but I believe it just means they're watching you. Okay, from
mhm.
above. That's all it is. They're watching you. They can watch everyone, but they definitely have more attention focused on you. That's
I
what
don't
it
know
means.
what it is with the aircraft lately. Maybe since 6 months ago, I started. Man, maybe less than that. Like 4 months ago, I started noticing. Ever since Jupiter popped up out of nowhere, yeah, that shit was weird too. I mean,
Don't let the aircraft bother you. Okay,
they,
because
they don't bother me. It's just like I'm more curious about them.
well, there's really no answer for them because you can't find out where they're going, who they are, or what they're doing, what their
Right?
agenda is. You can't. You don't know. I mean,
Wasted energy. Yeah,
you can go find out, but how are you gonna follow a plane, see where it lands? It's like
yeah.
I mean, it's just better not to even think, because when you think into it and you don't have the
You're
answer,
manifesting it. Yeah.
that's when you're manifesting the answer. And that's also when the lower voice to skull will feed you bullshit. And if you buy
Exactly.
into it, then you just go off into the wild. You know what I mean? So when you can't have a definite answer, don't even think into it. Just
Right.
let it go. You know, don't let it bother you.
Hey
Because
Hanuman, you remember when this shit started and like you know how your mind goes all tangled, like you said? And you start thinking like and seeing all the nasty, negative, disgusting shit that you never did before. It was so defeating, bro. So it was so disturbing. Now it's just like, okay, you know. It's like, damn, that should used to fuck me up back then, bro. Like I think about it and like, we come a long fucking way, bro. Like that shit used to defeat me. I used to punch the fucking concrete in my parents' when I was younger in my garage, bro.
you
Like,
make holes in the wall.
huh?
Make holes.
No, no. But one time, you remember the first flat screen TVs, like the better ones, like they were super flat, but they were still big on the back.
They're like projector TV kind of. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, but there were glass in the front, not the
Yeah, yeah,
not the
yeah.
fucking
You
plastic.
actually
So
punch one of those?
yeah, they don't break, bro. They don't. They're so the glass is so fucking hard. It's like bulletproof and shit. Because I remember I used to punch the fuck out of that, like literally trying to like punch my fucking whole arm in that bitch, like,
Yeah,
and it wouldn't even crack.
those were like tempered glass. Tempered glass are very strong,
Oh
and they don't.
shit.
And they're heavy though. Tempered glass are heavy, but
Yeah, yeah. That
they're
those
strong.
fucking TVs were heavy as shit.
Yeah, but
I took one
those are the
apart one
TVs.
time. I took one apart when that shit started, and I regretted it because those were nice TVs back then, you know.
Hey, but when you took those apart, actually, there's a film. There's like a magnifying film, like a magnifying glass, right inside.
Hmm.
If you can
I
use
don't
that
remember.
to create like something called like the death ray, okay? So it's basically a giant magnifying glass film you take out of those TVs and you put it out towards this direct sunlight and you kind of angle it, kind of like pinpoint the focus the sunlight, and it can start, start fire on the object on the area,
Oh, so, yeah.
Yeah, it is super hot, super
Well,
fast.
it's like you said. I have been thinking about that too. Like they're blocking us with all kinds of shit because sometimes when you're like having like a really bad episode, you can hear all kinds of conversations, bro. Like and they're all negative or like,
Well, here's the thing,
uh,
like you live with neighbors nearby, right?
yeah.
You'll be surprised if you actually live somewhere where there's like no neighbors nearby. You'll be
Mhm.
surprised those conversations you're hearing are actually not your neighbors.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised because I'm
Because
open minded to anything now.
well, because you have neighbors nearby. If you can hear them, of course you're gonna associate it's your neighbors talking, right? It only makes sense.
Right.
But where I live, there's no neighbors nearby, and to me, I instantly know it's not my neighbors talking. Before, I used to think it's the little Bluetooth speakers, but no, now I know it's not no Bluetooth speakers. It's these entities. So if you can somehow find a way to go hiking, camping, whatever, somewhere just to experience, and then once that's sitting into your mind, then it will open the door for you to understand more about these entities. That maybe a lot of these talking that you hear out in public.
No, no, but it's very obvious sometimes, bro. It's like so these
Oh,
things these
you can
these
hear in
people
the
around
physical.
here,
You can hear in the
yeah, these
physical.
yeah, these people around here, bro, they're connected to it. They're
Here's the
connected to
thing,
the
like
thing.
it's not just in voices like kind of really soft in your mind, but you can hear them out in the physical, like as if your TV was turned on, right?
When I'm here at home, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. They can make sound in the physical, and they call that poltergeist.
No, I know
They
they
call it
can.
poltergeist.
Yeah, they can manipulate sound and noise all kinds of ways. So you can be, say, like at a gas station, right? You go in there, you grab a snack or a drink or pay for some gas, and all of a sudden you'll hear a trigger word or something that will get your attention on the right side of your where you're at. And a lot of times I'll look and there'll be nobody there, bro. So like they can manipulate it so it seems like maybe that person's talking shit to you, or this or
Exactly.
that. And it's
Exactly.
like not. So they try to start shit with you and the community. And
Exactly.
that's where people get it wrong. And it's like people may know about the broadcast, and they may watch it like somehow, or it may be projected directly into their head, whatever the fuck you're going through, because sometimes I've been triggered and I see regular people reacting to it. It's It's
Yeah,
crazy.
for me,
But
I
they're
don't.
not the ones doing it. They're not the ones controlling it.
For me, I no longer fall for that. But then what they do is they try to make the people that walk by make
Mhm.
them think that I'm talking shit about them and make them direct their attention to me. You see what they're doing?
Oh,
Like, I don't no longer let them talking shit bother me. I just keep it to myself. But then they'll make other people around me think that I'm talking shit about them and direct that conversation towards my direction.
that's insane, bro. That's
Yeah, so
insane.
they're switching it like that on me, and I don't look at those people. I just mind my own business, you know. Like,
But yeah, you're absolutely right. We don't know how many fucking attacks we're getting here, bro. Like honestly, I think we're getting dozens upon dozens in many kinds of ways, maybe some ways that we don't even know of. And like you said, we're getting blocked from living a more fulfilled, evolved type of life, like a full potential type of life.
uh-huh. Hey, 1-0. I'm gonna have to go get
I'm
some
gonna go
food,
too, bro. Yeah,
but I was gonna play the last episode of
yeah, for sure.
Joseph Campbell. So if you want to stick around and watch it, that's fine. And when it's done, if you're still here, whatever. But I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna go get some
For
food right
sure,
now.
man.
I'll be back
All
on.
love, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna play the video now.
Targeted patent too. Like, good shit, bro. I think he has a channel too, right?
Yes, he does. And Target Pattern, you're welcome to join in, in the future or after the video if you're still here. It's up to you. Um, it's good to talk about things and talk about our experience and kind of dig deeper into it. So, but yeah.
All right. I wrote you in the private chat. It's always all love and respect, bro. Like, have a good night, all right?
Oh, okay, cool, man. I'm just gonna play the video now.
Okay, awesome. Bye.
Bye. All right, everybody. I'm just gonna play this final episode of Joseph Campbell and the Power of Myth. And this is my way of showing you guys that we could use teachers and we can learn from other people. And Joseph Campbell. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that show because I did. And looks like there's some comments here. Let's see here. Sorry for calling you a bad word in another life. That was my demon. Oh, it's okay. I'm not thinking about it, but I believe you. I think you typed mental patience, which is, it's okay. No hard feelings. Daddy, let me in. Oh, so if you want to join on the live stream, the link is the very top of this chat. Shalom. Boop. Okay. Well, reading the comments, I see some TI are misrepresenting what's gang stalking all about. Um, yeah, that's happens. It's a common thing in the community. It'll be great if you can go into detail what you're referring to, but I understand what you're saying. How many of you are RHO negative? I'm not O negative, but I am RH negative. And yes, there is something. Well, I believe this has to do with something and this gang stalking, but yeah, RH negative, I believe it has some type of meaning and correlation. Put your face on the live. Yeah, I'm thinking about start doing my live stream with my face and talking in front of the camera because one, I think it's better for the YouTube algorithm and it's authentic, makes people, I guess, feel more personal with the information and more acceptance of the information. Once you know who you are, you stop giving a flying rats about the gang stalking. Yeah, a lot of these problems are just, it's really not problems. A lot of TIs create these ideas and thoughts that something terrible is happening, but in reality, nothing's happening. It's just self sabotage. How can I put my face on the life? On the live. Um, if you're joining on the stream, you can turn on the camera. Like I'm trying to do all that. Let's see what's the next comment. There's no energy weapons. Well, after listening to this, I take that back. There are energy weapons, but they are spiritual weapons of energy. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Spiritual energy, yes. And if there's a lot of energy gathered in one area, what would that do to a person's body? So that's something that should be looked into, and it's exactly that. What if it's a bunch of energy gathering in one spot and a person is there, let's say it's on your feet, on your ankles? Wouldn't that over time, wouldn't that kind of does something to your feet and ankles? Yes, RH negative has meaning. Absolutely. Most gang stalked people are RHO negative. Yeah, I believe a lot of true TIs have RH negative blood. I do believe that. And even if you don't have RH negative blood, it's it could be one in your family, and there could be it's still some in you, and you're still going through gang stalking. But I do believe a lot of TIs are RH negative. Holy Grail. That's all I'm saying. Show your face. Yeah, maybe in my next live stream I will do that. I've been wanting to do that. Maybe it's time to start doing that. It's 2023. My head is in great pain due to the newest generation of energy weapons. I can't digest food or consume media. Well, in the beginning of this live stream, I talked about how to minimize that head pain, or even eliminate the head pain by massaging your head, okay, for about 10 minutes. Because I believe these headaches are causing a restriction on the blood flow, or it's some type of inflammation or attack or something like that on that part of your head, and you would need to massage that area, okay, or put a towel on the area and then use your hand to massage it. I recommend using a handheld massager because that works for me. I do that for about 5-10 minutes and the headache goes away, and I don't need to take no pain medicine or headache medicine. So what works for me is just massaging my head, the area that I feel discomfort. Does anyone know a way to disable the beam tubes? You're talking about, like, here in my background, that picture right there. See the backdrop of my live stream? Notice the stars. This is actual a part of a small section of a bigger image from NASA. It's taken by the Webb Space Telescope. When you're talking about the beam tubes, it's basically look what's coming from these stars. Look at the right of my image. Okay, my picture. If you go to the right, you see that yellow star. See how it's like there's these beams coming out. Basically, what you're talking about is those beams, and you can't disable it. It's beyond human. It's not within our capability. You could try to shield yourself in a way, like I mentioned, armors blocking it. But I mean, how long are you going to do that for? You're not going to be living the rest of your life with that thing above your head. So But if you really want to block it, I guess it's good to, at least in private, right? Inside your private home, you could do something to block it. If you believe it has some correlation with it. I am afraid. Goodbye. Okay, goodbye. I will rewatch the start. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you for watching. Well, it looks like that's all the comments. And this stream is going on for 3 hours now. And if there's any other questions, feel free to ask. But thank you all for joining me. And I hope I helped some TIs out there. And I hope I got my point across. I hope I wasn't being too confusing. If I was, just feel free to comment and ask me some other questions. But this community, I feel like the TI community has been slowing down. There's not much going on. Maybe because people are just kind of waiting around for something to happen. Everything's just on repeat for some TIs out there. And I also noticed there's sometimes there are a period that's just nothing much is going on. It's kind of depressing, kind of boring and depressing. And it feels like there's no direction. And it's just like a difficult grind, just grinding it out, toughing it out. But that's how life is. It goes up, it goes down. You're going to have to maybe change up your activities to switch things up, to have different outcomes. But if you're doing the same thing for years, it could get depressing. So it's good to go on vacation, take a break, go camping, do something different. And that will change your mindset and also makes you feel different. It could be different. Well, obviously hoping for different in a positive way. But that's what you need to do, is do something not routine once in a while, especially if you're feeling like it's kind of boring and depressing. Well, thank you for joining me. It's 3 hours, and that's just too long of a live stream. I will try to keep it short from now on, maybe an hour. But thank you all for joining me. Thank you for listening. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. Have a good night, everybody.